because someone might take this and go like, okay, cool, I'm going to go and try. But if you're trying and not studying and analyzing what you're trying and trying to figure out, what were the inputs and what did I get out of it? And if I change this input, could I get a different outcome? Or if I change this input, could I get a different outcome? And that's the real experimenting.
Kanjii, the story continues.
It continues, man.
Hey, dude, you've done a lot. You've done a lot. In terms of, I've understood where the festival world comes in.
Yeah.
How this live performances morph into the birth of Spread the Love Festival, which is still there till today.
Yeah.
I've understood the Mavuno story now from your perspective.
Yeah.
Which is even the explosion of Mavuno, this era. Then now there is Kijiji in terms of, actually, first, even before Kijiji, your life intertwined now with Kijiji. But then Kanjii the musician.
Yeah. And you've just said something. I've been meaning to tell you this because I think there's someone I need to shout out before we go into the Kanjii story. I've been reflecting a lot on the Mavuno story. And there was a perfect storm of too many things coming together. Hip hop with young people, Kijiji with production and music, and a leader who was willing to take risks and all of that. But there's a story that's not. I think there's a super critical, and I think, in my opinion, the game-changing story was a content story. And I've really been wanting to give a shout out to a guy called Mangi Kirubi, Mav. And the reason is I've been reflecting a lot on this, and I just really wanted to make sure that his impact on my story is captured, and his impact on Mavuno's story. So to understand this better, at the time that Mavuno was on the app, social media is kind of starting. I remember you opened my Facebook page. I didn't even know what Facebook was. And not even Facebook page. You opened my Facebook profile. Yeah. And then open up my Facebook page after that. And so social media is kind of like on the app, is kind of coming in. And Mwangi Moav, aka Moav, is an incredible photographer. And I've been thinking about how and why Mavuno's brand and even the Kijiji event brand went as fast as it did, and our reputation was really strong. And I've got to shout out this guy because Mwangi took event photography to a place it hadn't been. And with the consistency and quality of a studio photo shoot, And so whenever you searched for Mavuno, every week there was beautiful images of, a beautiful couple having a cup of tea after service, or a mother holding her baby and playing with her baby during worship, or, guys on their knees, or a guitar player playing a solo. But it was this beautiful hero images that I think were so important in the building of our brand and the building of my brand. So Mwangi, Moav, I had to shout you out, man, because I don't think any of this happens without your contribution. So thank you, man.
And here's a crazy thing. 90% of the cutaways that I put in the videos, it's from him.
It's from him, man. He documented our story.
And he didn't just document, he documented with foresight.
Yeah.
What do I mean by that? I can download Mavuno photos today, photos taken from 2007, in the same quality.
Wow.
Because he put them up on Flickr.
Oh, wow.
So I can download an 8 GB photo now.
Wow.
you see, if you just put on other social media platforms, they've
it's
degraded.
compressed.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now when I'm telling these stories of Kanjii and Eric,
Yeah.
that photo is Moab's. When I'm telling the story of Mavuno turning 4,
yeah,
that photo is
from Moab.
When you tell the story of somebody being baptized,
Yep.
that story
that
is
photo
Moab.
is Moab. Yep. So, and it's been something that I've been really thinking about, and I was like, man, like we need to honor him because he not only, and I agree with you, he did it with foresight, but he also did it with swag.
It was so swagged.
It was swagged, man. And so that the photos that people experienced of us were just this beautiful, like very well captured, well lit, high quality images that maybe were even better than the actual product, you know. So he was critical, man. Critical for me and critical for Mavuno, and critical for Kijiji.
And here's a funny thing. I've had Moab on CTA. So I've had his side of the story. This wasn't been done before. Event photography wasn't a thing.
Yeah, it wasn't.
So he was starting in the industry, and you gave him the gate pass.
Yeah.
So you and Mavuno as one you from the eventing world, and of course Mavuno was what allowed him to flourish his gift.
Yeah. And what was crazy is, which is such a cool story, was how, you know, because he was a volunteer at Mavuno.
Yeah.
But what was cool was he had a weekly gig to get sharp and to become really good. At some point, it was like he was the undisputed event photographer.
Clean.
Like, if you wanted awesome, because he knew how to tell a story, he knew how to get the right moment and all of that. So anyway, shout out to Mangi, man.
Yeah.
You did a lot for us, man. So, okay. I needed to do that. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
And watch more of CTA.
Yeah. Okay, man. So Kanjii the musician. So I think maybe the best approach is project-wise, or, you know, and maybe we can do stories of the songs and all of that. So from my first concert, I was 19 years old. You know, and I literally met someone the day before yesterday, who had, because I shouted him out in the video, and he's like, someone send me the video, told me you shouted me out. And he's like, dude, this is Martin Ndiwa, and he still has to this day, has the ticket from and he told me it's a golden circle ticket. That one was 5 Gs. I was like, 5 Gs, man. But that was a fundraiser. So anyway, so from that gig, which, because I was like, from when I recorded a song professionally, which was with Steve Owero and Bruce Odhiambo, I was 19 years old, 19, to now I'm 28. So I was like, man, I've been in the music industry for 10 years. And I hadn't felt the urge to do a solo project yet. But although I'm writing songs, I'm doing live gigs, I'm doing my, you know, live at the Village and all of that. But then I was like, man, I actually have a body of work. And you know how guys do these markers of their life, you know, 8701 for Usher, you know, which is like, you know, here's the span of his career. For me, it was actually so cool because I was able to put together a compilation album called A Decade, which was my music over 10 years and specific songs over 10 years. And that was my launch of my solo career. You know?
A Decade.
Yeah, imagine, you know, how cool was that, you know? Yeah.
You know what I can't believe?
Yeah.
You were 28.
I was 28, yeah.
My guy, I thought you were like 39. Yeah. No, like for real.
Yeah.
Like because of just how much you had done.
Yeah.
And us guys are under you.
Yeah.
You are 28.
I was 28, yeah. Yeah. And I'd been in the business for 10 years by that time.
Wow. Yeah. And not I mean, listen to what kind of level of business we're talking about.
Yeah.
You are an executive at Mavuno Church.
Yep.
You've got a whole company called Kanjii Records at the time that has close to 10 different musicians.
Yeah.
Just musicians, and I'm not even talking about now staff and other people.
Yeah.
At 28.
28, bro. Yeah.
Hey, bro, I haven't given you flowers. I respect. Hey, that one I shocked me. Hey, that one even shocked. 28.
Yeah, man.
Wow. Okay.
28.
That's
28.
deep.
So decided to put together this compilation album, and so we called it Kanjii, a decade, and just literally picked songs from different eras, of my life. So I Love So Right, which was the first song I ever recorded with Steve Wawero. So that song was on it. I had stuff that I'd maybe done with different people, because at this time hip hop is a big deal. My thing with hip hop was I was always trying to get on a feature, which is my thing to this day. I love young people, and I just want to be, just throw me something, man.
Give me something.
Yeah, give me something. Give me a chorus. Give me a bridge. Anything. I'm still trying to get an 8-bar on a rap somewhere, but so we had the songs, some of the hip hop songs.
Sifa, In the Name of Jesus, Upendo Kweli.
Yeah. Sifa was with Riga, and that was a fun song. And then In the Name of Jesus with A-Star with you. And then Pendo Kweli with Giuliani. And Pendo Kweli was pretty cool because it was this like just interesting hip hop meets soul, type song. And that was kind of like my ode to the music that I'm doing with you guys. And then was Domestics on that?
Yes.
Domestics was on that, my collab song, but my version.
Yeah.
Not a Temi's version.
That's the
the funky one. Yeah. And the story behind Domestics is pretty cool because the song is literally a just a look at relationships and how the whole men are from Mars, women from Venus, and we just see things so differently. So that's just like a little conversation between this couple. But I remember the gigs were so fun because whenever we did it, we'd literally do men versus women, which always works.
Fellas, are you with me?
Yeah.
Fellas, are you with me?
Yeah. And the men always won, by the way. Still a competition to this
even now. There's no Chile's here, so
all the men say aye. Anyway, but that was very cool. It was a big one of our big performance songs for sure. Always was a good time. And then we had some stuff from the Mavuno Worship Project. So Under the Rock, and we probably need to take. Oh no, we've talked about
Mavuno Worship. Yeah.
And we've talked all the way to Groove Awards.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, we've done that. Yeah. So we threw in Under the Rock. We threw in a Your Love Has Set Me Free. But I don't know if I've mentioned it, but did I tell you about the Jonathan Butler idea for that song? No. Your Love Has Set Me Free.
No.
Okay, so if you listen to Your Love Has Set Me Free, it doesn't have a second verse. We sing the same verse twice.
Yeah.
Okay. And I've loved Jonathan Butler, because I think in many ways he represented like who I was, a guy who had sat in different worlds, but was integrated as a person. So which I think is what I am, So like I'm comfortable having a conversation about pop music, and I'm comfortable, us opening God's word and going into worship music and talking about the impact of, I'm the same person, right? So I'm not trying to be, okay, I'm with you cool people, let me be that. Like, I'm the same person through and through. And I felt like Jonathan Butler was my example for that. Because Jonathan Butler had, literally, when we went for a Jonathan Butler gig, I was like, this is so crazy. He did his R&B songs, and then the guy, it was a bit crazy. He's like, a lot of you were created to these songs. And then he does his jazz music. And then at the end of the gig, he goes like, hey, I've shared a lot of me, right? But I have to share all of me. Is it okay if I share all of me? And this is now crowd. Guys, it's been sponsored by, I don't know, Pilsner or whatever beer company, right? And so guys have their beers and everything. Can I share all of me? Yes, yes. And the guys, okay. Falling in love with Jesus. And all the hands go up. Yeah. And beers go up. And now it's a worship experience, man. I found that so incredible, So anyway, so I had deep love for him. And so A Lover Set Me Free was written in the style of Jonathan Butler.
Your Lover Set Me Free?
Your Lover Set Me Free. It was written in the style of Jonathan Butler. And I had this dream. And not a dream like I dreamt. It was just a desire, a hope. And my thought was like, I'm like, hey, one day I'm going to meet Jonathan Butler. And I said the second verse is for Jonathan Butler. He's going to write it.
Till today.
Yeah. The second verse is for Jonathan Butler. And I was like, in fact, my script was like, yeah, I'm going to be on opera, vibing. and then, I'm going to start singing the song. And then when I get to verse 2, I just hear a voice and I turn and it's Jonathan Butler.
Still waiting.
I'm still waiting. But anyway, so that was the story behind that. That's why it has. So cool. That's why it has one verse. I always said that the second verse was for Jonathan Butler. I don't think it ever got to him. But maybe in the next life, man.
That thing has one of the best bridges I've ever had.
Yeah.
That guy didn't.
Yeah. But just think about it, like it's a Jonathan Butler song.
Yeah.
Holding me. Your lover set me free. It is you who I believe in. Say you're guiding me, holding me, lifting me, and loving me, guiding me, holding me, lifting me, and loving me. Everybody say, guiding me, holding me, lifting me up.
So anyway, so that was that song. So that song was on it, but then it also was starting to introduce some of my new passions, which was kind of like the social commentary and political commentary music. Mm-hmm. And so now that had a song like Salvation. And if I'm not wrong,
that was original for that.
Yes. But Salvation is like there's some deep commentary that's happening in that song. Just about the state of the world and all of that. And it's not anti-popular music, and won't sell millions of records. But I think there's a space for us guys just kind of as being commentators of, I think having people's ears, there's almost like a little bit of a responsibility to, find things that bother you and maybe speak on them, and find a way of doing it,
Look at all the children dying now. Look at all the countries going to war. Will you tell me what to expect? A bullet in the chest or nuclear war? When you look at Jerusalem, see your enemies around. The Euro's taking over in the east. One world killer overtaken. One world power engineering. Salvation. 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 Salvation.
So that was my way of doing that. So that album has here's what I've been in the past, some Milele stuff.
It has a song you did with Aroro on his demo album.
Aroro's demo project. The guy, by the way, I need to say this. The guy texted me. He's like, it was a demo album. I'm like, boss, we sold albums. You don't sell demo. You don't sell demos. Why, Nini, return me my money. And then he asked me, wait, so we do a project? I was like, whatever. I
don't do a demo.
I don't do demos, okay?
But there's a song you did with him on Keys of Life.
Yes. And that was which one was that one?
Was it
anyway. Was it song?
It's this one.
Yeah. Okay.
I was like, damn, this guy found it.
Yeah.
I have everything.
So that project was, I think it was an interesting thing because there was a looking a bit in the past. And who had been musically. Then there was looking at things that I was excited about, which was hip hop and what you guys were doing. But then it was also maybe projecting into the future. Like, hey, I really feel a lot of this social commentary and just music that kind of, bridges some things for people in terms of just what's happening with the world and all of that. So it was a little bit of the past, present, and maybe a little bit into the future. So it had the Mavuno worship stuff that I was deeply engaged in, but then had stuff like Salvation, which I'm like, okay, there's some stuff that's coming from me that I think this is where musically I'm kind of heading right now.
And something like What If?
Yeah.
That was now your...
Oh, yeah, What If now? And then, then it also had like what I was doing at Live at the
I think
Village.
it even had Aumbe.
Yeah. It didn't have Aumbe.
I know, I'll check.
Yeah. So, but What If was definitely a song that we wrote with Tim Rimbui, Innovator. That was also like a big staple at my live gigs. So it was a compilation album, but I felt like it was important for me to do it to mark that moment, that 10-year moment, and maybe also now started. Okay, cool. I'm doing all these projects for other people. I also need to do. I also need to do my own music.
All right, yeah. Do you hear me? What if I had everything? Yeah, let's go. Ningi ishi kibandane, ningeishi kwenye shimo, ningekuwa mashuhuri mama, ningekuwa mwenye mali. Oh mama, let me tell you something. Oh baba, nipe nafasi. Oh mama, let me tell you something. Oh baba, nipe nafasi. I lived in a big house and I drove a big car. I could sing or even play the guitar. I had a beautiful wife living in the suburbs. I lived in a big house and I drove a big car. I could sing or even play the guitar. I had a beautiful wife living in the suburbs. Mama. Mama, ningepewa pesa zote na mali yote duniani, bahati mbaya zikaisha, baba masikini hoe. Oh mama, let me tell you something. Oh baba.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that now where you begin? Because you've always been experimental. Like, I don't know Kanjii not comfortably fitting in very many things.
Yeah, for sure.
You get?
You guys, let me tell you. So the meaning of my name, Karanja, and if there are any like Kikuyu like historian people, you know, I'd love to get your take on this. So the meaning of my name has been lost. We don't really know what it means, but it sounds very similar to if you want to say sit outside, you say what, Ikaraja, or if you or finger outside is Karaja, you know, like finger. So me, I've created my own meaning because it's very reflective of my life. So I'm an outsider. I'm always an outsider, and it's something I'm very comfortable with. In fact, I get uncomfortable when I become an insider. So I always want to hold this tension of being inside, but having an very outside perspective. You know, I think I told you this, that, you know, so we've won like multiple awards, you know, over the years. But the one that is in my office is my Kalasha one.
And you got a Kalasha award.
I've got a Kalasha award, and that's the one that's in my office. And the reason being, it's not because I'm into TV, it's because it's a reminder for my outsiderness. So being full outsiders, like not belonging to the TV industry, never having done anything in TV.
Never studied it.
Yeah. We came, we figured this thing out and created something so captivating that the TV industry were like, here.
Wow.
You know, so for me, that's just a reminder of that whole, I'm an outsider, and I'm comfortable. Not only am I comfortable, I desire being an outsider, right? And so that has served me well, you know, through my career. So even you know, when you're talking about now that season of music, you know, I'm even when you talk about the experimentation and whatnot, like I've been comfortable. I'm comfortable doing a pop style record, and I'm very comfortable doing a Holy of Holy, you know, Yeshua song.
You could come to our gig, hip hop, and then you perform
and hang with you guys. Yeah.
And it's one thing being comfortable on stage with us, but it's another thing when we see the audience excited that you are there. With and you still are able to hang with them. Then you leave us and you go to a Rose gig.
And now this is like buttoned up guys who are coming for a jazz experience.
And do that. And then even leave a Rose gig and go to Sunday. Go to church the next day. And you are that one person. But I think you've explained that. In fact, the question is going to be like how. But I think that thing that you said about holding that outsiderness.
Yeah, there's an outsiderness for sure, but then also something that I've been very big on, and I only got this language, a few years back. Christian from Milele, who's my best friend, we talk about this quite a bit, and it's just the whole idea of being integrated as a human being, and not letting, like being comfortable live with things that are in tension, still operating, right? And I'll give you an example. That thing of integration is the ability maybe to receive some new information that you don't know. You come and tell me, hey, you guy Maze, give me some information about the music business that I don't know, or just an insight that I don't know. And that ability to integrate that into your life, you're like, okay, it's new information. I'm not just going to leave it in the head. I'm going to try and integrate that into my life, and whether that's a new idea or whether that's, that, hey, God didn't make you this binary, this or that person. He created you with, you're a wonderful creation, man. There's so many aspects to you, and how do you comfortably embrace who you are and who God has created you to be, and I think that's just a big thing that has helped me a lot in my life. I'm comfortable in a board meeting, and I'm comfortable on a bonfire, man. Beating storos, like it's all just one life,
that tension, I think this year is when I fully experienced it. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because of Julie.
Yeah.
And Julie's a part of your story.
Yeah.
She's already touched where she gave the seeds.
Yes.
And you're actually in Kenya because of Julie.
Yes.
Currently right now.
Yes. Can you imagine that?
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And on stage on Sunday, and we're going to get to Julie's story, guys, don't worry. But go watch her CTA.
Yeah.
It's a CTA worth watching. Definitely worth watching.
In case you're wondering who's Julie, here.
Yeah. As I've been talking, she's been on the screen. But when we walk into her establishment, there's joy.
Yes.
Extreme joy for maybe somebody has been healed and they're leaving or something's happening like that. At the same time, and it's singing,
Yes.
In fact, when you walk in, they celebrate you like it's singing crazy.
Yeah.
They're singing songs that you've written for this project. Asai.
Yes.
That's an album we're about to talk about later on.
Yeah.
But then there's also singing from somebody has passed on.
Yes.
And that was the first time I was like, how are you able to do this?
Yeah, and she walks it. She just
like,
walks in the middle.
It's both beautiful.
Yeah. It's both beautiful and it's both God. Yeah. Yeah.
So, but then also in your story, I remember asking you about, in your childhood, what books did for you.
Yeah.
And you say how you're able to take all this information.
Yeah.
So even now, I think as training for yourself.
Yeah.
Even as you get information, for you, information is valuable.
It's valuable, man. It's extremely valuable. And the value is the integration. Like if it's in the head, it's not useful. If it's integrated, it's useful.
Wow, that's a big one.
Yeah.
If it's in the head, it's not useful.
No, it's only when it's integrated. But it needs to be in the head for it to be integrated, right?
Yeah.
So if it's in the head, it's just like knowledge. But once you integrate it and you're, oh man, I mean, you and I are talking about some of the music videos that I'm filming, coming soon for some new songs I'm working on, and talking about kind of like one of my ideas of how creating music videos just for social media, and that's literally integration at play. It's
wow.
The conversations I have with you, with Gen Z content creators, and I'm like, man, us guys are stuck in a paradigm of go and make a music video, and then, you know, try and get 5 million people to watch it. And TikTokers are doing that easily.
Yep.
Easily.
Yep.
Without the amount of cost it takes and all of that. You know, so what I think just trying to understanding where you fit in all of that, and being okay with it, you know.
But I think the third element is, because I'm trying to figure out how do we help somebody understand integration. But I think you've said it before. You try. Mm-hmm. Can you remember before?
Yeah, you have to try. You have to try. But then trial, here's the most important thing about trying, Richie, is analysis. Yeah. So you have to know what components you put in, and then you've got to be able to assess and see what was the outcome. So trying is not just trying.
It's not just doing.
No. You've got to be extremely conscious of what you're trying, and be very conscious of the outcome. And I think that's a critical component.
Wow.
Because someone might take this and go like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go and try. But if you're trying and not studying and analyzing what you're trying and trying to figure out, you know, what were the inputs and what did I get out of it, and if I change this input, could I get a different outcome? Or if I change this input, could I get a different outcome? And that's the real experimenting. And we learn that from scientists.
Yes, exactly.
Scientists do that all the time. Like, you're like, and you only change one thing. Don't change 4 things.
Yes, so that you can know, when I did this happened.
Yeah.
You guys, that is such brilliant advice.
Yeah.
And just the understanding of, okay, you've gotten this information, you can't stop at the information.
Yeah.
It then goes to integration.
Yeah.
Integration means all this information, let us do something with it.
Yeah.
And you do that by trying.
Yep.
Trying means doing, but it doesn't just mean doing.
Yeah.
It means now you analyze the doing that you're doing.
Yeah.
And what result it is bringing.
Yep.
And then you tweak until you get your desired result.
Until you get, or it fails. And
or it goes into a space that you didn't even think was going to go.
Exactly. And when it fails, fail quickly. When it's clear that there is no adjustments I can make to make this go where I want it to go, shut it down, man, and move on. Yeah. And you don't know what you're falling into. You don't know what role that thing was playing, and you'll only know it when you look backwards. You won't know it at that point, you know.
Bruh, that is Huko gold. Okay.
Yeah.
So, first of all, no, thanks for that. That is valuable, because you've, let me not joke about it. We tell people just take a step. But I think you've broken down what it means to take that step.
Yeah.
It's not just taking the step.
Yeah.
It's not just, I even think we say walking in faith from the Christian perspective.
Yeah.
But you're trying to tell guys, yes, there's walking in faith, but this is what you do with that walk.
Yeah.
Understand what result it did do.
Exactly.
Next step that you take, are you going to take it differently because of this?
Yeah.
Yo, that's gold.
Yeah, man.
Okay. I'll keep saying this because, bro, you've got albums.
Yeah.
Forever, done, Milele. Level Up, done, Milele. Afrik, done, Milele.
Yes.
Monday, done, Milele.
Yes.
Then there's Mavuno Worship Project.
Done.
Yeah. Now, we're on album number 6.
A decade.
And you're 28. Hey, bro. You're a legend. That's why we have Kanjii on 68. Bro, you're a legend. And this is the days when it was so difficult to do an album.
Yeah, man.
So 10 years in, 6 albums in.
Yeah.
And now you begin the journey into your 7th.
Yep.
Okay, so walk us through Kanjii, the artist, and what it takes for you to get to that place where you're releasing your 7th album.
Okay, so...
Which is your first studio album.
Which is my first studio album, right? Which is so crazy.